hopefully it's connected online. I'm not at home anymore, so I can't verify this. Hopefully some people will start to pop on. I don't know if there's a way I can verify that I'm streaming from here. Poor connection. Okay. Well, I'm using cellular, so there really shouldn't be a poor connection. Maybe we just go back upstairs and double check. Okay. Just go make sure that it's working. This has happened to me before. I thought I was streaming, and I wasn't. And fun fact, I'm doing this for a school project, so I need it to be recorded. If it doesn't record, it's not actively streaming. That's great. Okay, hi kittens. Try again. Oh, okay, great. It is working. Okay. Let's go back outside then. Let's put my sunglasses back on. Cool. My cats are probably so confused right now. Okay. Back to my car to get my stuff. Okay, as I was saying before my stream disconnected, hi. It's a beautiful day outside, so I thought I'd go on a walk and pick up some trash while I'm at it. So I'd love it if you're available and you want to. If you want to come pick up trash with me, go on a walk with me. Twitch has an app, so you can download the app and watch me while you're out and about and pick up trash with me. If you're going to do that, or if you don't have time today and you want to do it over the weekend, that's great. I'm just going to show you some of the stuff that I bring with me when I go to pick up trash. So, first thing first, that's probably most important, is making sure that you bring a buddy. Everything's always better with a buddy. That way if somebody gets hurt, you have somebody there to help you, and vice versa. So if you don't have a buddy, make sure that somebody knows where you're going. So I'm not bringing a buddy today because my husband is working, so I let him know that, hey, I'm going on a walk. I'm just going to be wherever I'm going on a walk. Or if you're going to a park, let them know whatever park you're going to. So bring a buddy, or let somebody know where you're going. Probably the next best thing if you're going to pick up trash is some kind of bag. I just have a plastic grocery bag I got a long time ago. Try to bring reusable bags, but sometimes I forget. So I have a plastic bag, and I hang on to those personally, so I can use them again before they get disposed of. So I'm just going on a walk and I'm going to pick up trash as I walk, so I just have a small bag because I don't want a big giant trash bag and then trying to drag it back home to our dumpster. But if you are planning ahead and you're going to a park and you're able to bring a larger bag, and because you know you're going to be able to transport it back to a dumpster, that's great. Bring whatever size bag you are comfortable with. So for me, just a small bag. Something else that's always great to have are a pair of gloves. I have some of the plasticky gloves, the latex gloves. But if you don't have those on hand, garden gloves, plastic kitchen gloves, those all work. They just add an extra layer of protection for your hands. Water. Water is always good, especially now that it is getting to be springtime here in the States. Always want to stay hydrated. And then probably last thing, which is totally optional, actually second to last thing, change my mind. If you have a trash grabber, that's always nice to help grab things that are out of reach. Just put that in my bag. You can get those really easily off of Amazon. I think that's where mine are from. But a lot of, like Walmart probably has them, and a lot of outdoor stores also have them. So again, totally optional, but always nice. So you don't have to bend down constantly, or if something's just out of reach, you can use the grabber to get it. And then the last thing before we get going that I always recommend if you're going to pick up trash, or even if you're just going on a walk and you happen to pick up trash, is downloading the Clean Swell app. So Clean Swell is an application on your cell phone or tablet that allows you to log your pickups. So you can log exactly what type of items you picked up. So if you picked up 5 plastic straws and, I don't know, 2 bottle caps, stuff like that, you can log that information. I believe it's run through NOAA, so the I'm going to mess up their name, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, I think is what it stands for. But so you can help them collect information on types of litter that are present. If you don't do that, you can always, or if you forget to download it ahead of time, you can always log it afterwards. Okay, let's get going. Got my bag of stuff, and I'm ready to head out. Now I'm using my cell phone to stream right now, so I will not be actively logging the types of trash that I'm picking up as I go. But certainly, if you can do that, that's great. That's also another benefit of having a buddy. Is one of you can be holding the trash bag and logging the information in Clean Swell, while the other person's actively picking up trash. So highly recommend having a buddy for safety, but also to help log information as you go. It does allow you to log pickups after the fact, which is super great, so that's what I'll do. After I'm done streaming today, I will log where I was and then what types of trash I picked up. And if you forget what types of trash you picked up, it also lets you log it by weight or number of bags that you filled, which is great. And you can do it as a group. So if you're going to join me and you're going to use Clean Swell, it asks for a group name. So if you want to see what our impact as a stream was, as a community, use the group name Wildlife Heroes. And then you can go on, Clean Swell also has a webpage, and you can go on their webpage later and see, or look up Wildlife Heroes and see how much we all picked up. It's great. leaving my complex. It's gonna get a little loud because I have to walk past the road first. But it's so nice outside. I kind of have a spot in mind where I've seen a bunch of trash before. So I'm gonna kind of head in that direction and see what we find. If you don't have a spot in mind, it's always really nice to bring a bag with you whenever you go on a walk. And then, you see, we have a piece coming up. I don't have my gloves on yet. See? I'm just gonna grab it. So you don't have to set out with the intention of picking up trash, right? You can go on a walk and bring a trash bag with you, and then if you see trash, you pick it up. Every little bit helps, you know? Really cool car. It's purple. It's a beautiful color. It'd be kind of weird to show you, right? So I'm not going to. It's like an iridescent purple color. I need to get to the walking path. I'm just kind of on the sidewalk right now. But I live pretty close to an actual walking trail, which is super nice. There's a lake nearby that the trail connects to. So that's where I'm gonna head. It is the middle of the day on Thursday, so hopefully the trail's pretty quiet. I didn't mention too, I meant to show you guys, but clothing wise, I have closed-toed shoes, so like sneakers on, and I'm wearing long pants just to protect my skin, just in case. This trail feels a lot further away now that I'm trying to hold my cell phone up. Why am I upside down? Fix that. Here we go. I'm also gonna take a second. Pull out my plastic bag. Like this. Remember it for the log. Plastic bottle. Throw it in a bag. area I'm thinking of is just further up the trail. Honestly, you could probably do it right here. Well, this is kind of blocked off. Definitely never go to an area that's blocked off. It's blocked off for a reason. You don't want to trespass, or maybe it was blocked off for safety concerns. So make sure you go somewhere public to stay safe. But the area I'm thinking of is just up here, and there's a little creek that runs through it, or it's like a floodplain or something. And those areas tend to accumulate a lot of litter. So it's always a good place to look if you don't know where to start. It's somewhere near a body of water or along fence lines. Fence lines too tend to attract garbage, just because, you know, the wind blows and then it gets stopped at the fence. But as far as litter in waterways, anytime it rains, so even if the trash is like, I don't know, just in your yard or something, not necessarily near a body of water, anytime it rains, that trash is going to be swept up and eventually will find its way either into like our sewer systems or into the rivers. And those rivers lead to the ocean. So everything's connected, right? So even here, I'm like over 200 miles away from the nearest coast. But even the river here connects directly to the ocean, and if it didn't, it probably would connect to another river, and then that river might connect to another river, and then that could connect to the ocean. So I'm sure you've probably all seen those videos, or at least heard of the videos. I know I try to avoid them, they're kind of gruesome, of like the sea turtle who had the straw stuck in its nose and they removed it for it. Or like those images of dead seabirds, and they've done a necropsy, which is just an animal autopsy, and found a bunch of trash in its stomach that it had ingested. So that doesn't just happen to animals in the oceans, although it certainly does happen there, but it can happen here in the mainland, in the inland areas. So anytime you can pick up trash, it's always going to be super helpful. No matter where you are, it's going to help your local environment, because healthy habitats affect not just animals but also us, because we rely on waterways as well. And it's also going to help environments all around you. And I mentioned that it affects like those larger, more visible animals to us anyway, like the birds and the turtles. But plastic doesn't decompose, right? It just, over time, breaks down into smaller and smaller and smaller pieces. So eventually it can get so small that it even affects filter feeders like mussels The mussels are both freshwater and saltwater. And they're filter feeders, right? So they're not actively searching for food and eating it. They're just letting the water pass over them, and they're filtering out the nutrients that they need, but also all the pollutants too. So anytime like we spill gasoline, or our litter breaks down to small enough pieces, they're filtering all that as well. So not healthy for them, but also not healthy for us. So just try to pick up trash when you can. And it really honestly can be as simple as picking up trash just whenever you see it. You don't have to go out of your way to pick it up, which is what I'm doing today. Okay, we're almost there, I think. There are more people on this trail than I thought there would be. That's okay. Okay. I'm just gonna show you. Let's flip the phone camera. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like a little creek, like right here. There's some trash floating in it. We're gonna go to this side because there's an access point over here. Oh yeah, there's definitely some trash down there. You can see there's like a plastic bottle, boop, right there. And some other stuff. So we're gonna head down there. And pick up some trash. Try to show you what it looks like as we get in there. Of course I have to go like around and back because there's a fence line before the access point. It's okay. There's a sign here too that says, "It's the law, clean up after your pet," and then there's a fine for it. But pet waste is also really detrimental to our waterways, so if you're out picking up trash and you happen to have gloves and you see pet waste, also I count that as litter myself, so pick it up. Okay, here we are. So you can see, probably not gonna get that big thing because I don't have a big enough bag, but like there's a face mask here. Look at all this trash. And like I said earlier, this looks like it's a floodplain, so when we get really heavy rains, this probably floods. There's a little creek down over there. Let's see. I want to set up. But there's a lot of trash. That again probably gets flooded. Let's go down this way. Now this is a little more natural area, so definitely be mindful of wildlife. You should always be mindful of wildlife whenever you're picking up trash. But especially right now, because it's springtime, and all those little snakes and other animals that may have been less active over the winter and probably hiding in some leaf piles to stay warm. They are all starting to wake up. Just setting up my tripod. It's always important too to remember that they're definitely gonna be, ouch. That's okay. I'm okay, guys. I have a cut on my thumb and I just tapped it and it's still a little sensitive. But the local wildlife is gonna be more afraid of you than you are of them. So as long as you are making plenty of noise and giving them fair warning, you'll be fine. They'll get out of your way. Gosh, this cut is driving me crazy. I'm a little thirsty, so I'm gonna have a little water break. Definitely stop for water whenever you need it. Okay. Then I'm gonna pick up the trash. Y'all help me remember what I'm picking up so I can log it later. Swallowed my water funny. Make sure we're level. Okay. If you see litter in leaf piles or log piles, then you have a trash grabber, heavily stick that in first before you just reach down there. Okay. I wanted to show you guys this too before I get started. This is just some pieces of, let's see if it'll focus, of trash, of micro litter, which is what we call those really tiny pieces of litter. You can see there's some really small stuff, so I'm gonna pick up all sizes of trash, but the micro litter is really what is super detrimental to wildlife because they have tiny mouths, so this is nice and bite-sized. So definitely don't skip over the micro litter. It's gonna take a little more time to pick it up, but it's just as important to pick up as the big piece of the trash. Okay, got my gloves on. I know I already touched trash, but I'm still gonna put my gloves on. Some extra protection. I will definitely wash my hands when I get home. Okay. Got my bag, grabber, gloves, ready. Already around me, I can see there's a bunch of trash. There's a lot of styrofoam pieces, and these are the worst. They break down. They break apart so easily. I'd probably show you. Look. You know how styrofoam works. It just breaks down. And it breaks so easily that it's so hard to get the environment. This is another. This is styrofoam cup. I've also got bottle cap. Looks like there's a crushed can here. I'm gonna try to get that. Oh yeah. Oh, it's got ants on it. Trying to get the ants off before I put it in my bag. Now, bags can be kind of unruly, especially if it's a windy day. So I know some people prefer like buckets because they're sturdier, they don't blow around as much, or honestly at all. So if you have one of those, definitely you can use it, no big deal. make sure you dump the litter you pick up into a bag before disposing of it. Because the bag we're going to tie this tight and secure, which will help prevent the litter from being blown out of the garbage again. Whereas if you were just to take that litter that you collected in the bucket and dump it directly into a trash bin, it's going to be a lot easier for it to blow out and end up right back where it started. So definitely recommend that. And if you're ever, like, there's some sharp pieces, so buckets can be really great to use, especially if you know there's going to be a lot of glass around, which you should always be super careful. That's part of what's nice about having a grabber, is I don't have to touch the glass and risk cutting myself. But I do have a plastic bag. Sorry, Grover. I have a plastic bag, which is going to be easier to cut through when I put those glass pieces up. I definitely want to get the plastic bags. I went up right now. I have a love for sea turtles, and when these bags make their way into the oceans, they look like jellyfish when they're floating in the currents. This is my jellyfish. Which happens to be the leatherback sea turtles, in particular, their favorite food. There's a piece of this plant might be growing in this trash. That's okay. We got another bottle cap. I hope y'all are counting. That's what, 2 bottle caps? Plastic bags. A couple of glass pieces. This is a metal rod. That's great. A plastic jug. Oh, it's stuck. Another plastic bag. And remember, I'm trying to remember what I'm picking up so that I can log it in Clean Swell, which is the app I talked about earlier. And that information will really help scientists and other people know what trash is out there and where we need to concentrate our efforts. So for example, I did a cleanup at the park, at a local park, a few months ago probably at this point. And we were picking up so many cigarette butts. Like, we literally probably could have taken a rake and that would have been super helpful. And just raked them all up and scooped them up. There were so many of them. But so that information could be useful to, like, other plastic bag, to your park system, to the city officials who take care of the parks. Because maybe they didn't know that there was a bunch of cigarette butts there. And maybe the solution is just putting a cigarette butt dispenser in that area. So this information can be used in a lot of different ways. It's super helpful. There's a lot of stuff. This over here. I'm gonna walk over there. My bag is almost full, so I'm gonna keep going until I fill up my bag and I head home. There's but I'm here. It's a plastic spoon. Here. Bag. trash doing something good for the earth and end up with poison ivy. It's just gonna kind of make you not want to do it again, you know? That's not what we want. I remember every time when I was younger, I used to help in the garden at home. I would get poison ivy. So eventually, I stopped helping in the garden. I would like flat out refuse to help. I would do I would water. That's as much as I would do though. Otherwise, I would not get near the plants. Some plastic bottles over here. That's another reason I'm wearing long pants, right? I'm going to throw these in the wash when I get home, just in case I don't see the poison ivy. I have enough tan. Just protects my skin. Because I am definitely allergic to poison ivy and 100% will get it. We got a nice red bouquet. I was trying to detach the twig that was attached to it, and I think I dropped the can. Threw away the twig. Lots of plastic wrappers down here. I'm not gonna go too far in here. My bag is some styrofoam. I always try to pick up the styrofoam when I see it. And again, it's the worst. Another bottle. We're getting to the point where my bag is getting kind of full. You don't want to overfill your bag because that risks it getting too heavy and breaking, and then you just end up with trash on the ground again. We got a straw. It's always hard to stop though when you get started because there's just all over the place. Okay, got a couple more pieces of styrofoam I'm gonna get. And then we're gonna call it quits. Because my bag is full. What are these plastic rings? Okay, my bag's full, so I'm calling it. Before I take my gloves off, I'm going to tie up my bag so that if all the trash we just picked up, you can see the metal rod pokes through. So I'm going to tie up the bag so that everything is nice and secure and doesn't blow away. There we go. I'm also going to take my gloves off. So you just pinch one of your gloves to keep your hands clean, take it off, and then with the other hand you can go under, touch your skin, and pull it off that way. And then you got the clean side. Put those in the trash bag. Alright, well, thank you all for joining me today. Hopefully, if you do a cleanup later in your neighborhood, don't forget to download the Clean Swell app first and log all the types of different types of trash that you pick up in the Clean Swell app, and use the group name Wildlife Heroes, and then we can see our collective impact as a community. So, bye guys! Thanks for chatting and hanging out, and taking care of our neighborhood with me. See ya!